IP and EJ struggles. All right, so here's some examples of single deciding. So people are either all good or all bad. There's no gray. That's where the intensity gets. It's very kind of embarrassing when you hear somebody being like, so are they good or bad? You know, tell me yes or no. Are they really good? Are they really bad? Are they a bad person? You know? And one thing I was kind of seeing the difference between is like, for single observers, people are in the story. It's not that weird. It's just people are in the story. They're a part of the story. They're, you know, along the plane there. But for the single deciders, people are the story.
That's what we see. That's what we see. And people send us videos all week long, and it's exactly that. The people are the story.
The whole story.
With the single deciders. That's what they're trying to process.
Right.
With the observers, it's just people are in the story.
Right. Here's some things that you might think are real, but that as the single decider kind of sets off some flags. Like if for me as a single decider, I'm not allowing myself to use these things anymore because I know it's like a drug for the single decider.
Right.
So social anxiety is a big one that we hear all the time because you'll hear everybody say, I'm dealing with anxiety, right? You, me arguments. Anytime it's about you or me.
I've been through a few of those.
You did this and then I did this. It's not like, let's solve the problem. It's about you and me.
Fairsies, yeah.
Right. So victim versus superhero. It's this extreme of either all good or all evil. Drama. Bullies is the biggest thing. These two are my favorite. Narcissist and sociopath.
That's a more sophisticated way of saying it.
Yeah. Now you're really getting, you know, dangerous with your words there. But that's a big one. That's a trigger for the deciders, right?
Yeah. And all this stuff is real. I mean, these are all, you have all these absolutely all day long. Just like, you know, conspiracy that the government's out to get you, also real, you know?
Right.
But it's like, it's to the degree of that you're watching the person get freaked out about it.
And that's the reality.
But the feeling of stuck. Of this is a big deal. I'm trapped.
Yes, but the fear of it, the I can't move there. A lot of the IPs will say stuff. So these are like EJ words of fear. Assholes, that's an EJ word of fear.
Yeah.
The IPs fear being a fanboy.
Totally.
They fear groupthink. They fear bandwagon follower. And then, you know, back to the EJs, I'm never good enough, even though I kill myself for the world.
Right.
So those are the swings, the decider swings, right?
It's funny to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, clustering.
Right. Here is an example that I found in the real world, right? This was just so, like, for me as a single decider, when we see these very pure examples, I like to really take it in. Because
this is a good one. You got your EJ here.
Yes.
And your IP here, and these two teamed up to do one of the best single decider freak shows we've ever seen.
It was so intense.
Scaring themselves about sociopaths.
Right.
And getting their scary little descriptions. And you got these EPs that are just like, what, man? I'm just trying to have fun and cause hell.
Right.
What? They don't care about others' feelings. They're like,
I mean, I do.
I'm a Viner.
I make people happy, right?
Yeah.
The intensity that they took it and the big deal that they make it. So here's why I like to take this kind of stuff in as a single decider. I watch this sort of stuff and I'm like, hold on. What ends up happening, because you feel stuck and you feel scared of that intensity, you become a witch hunter.
Yeah.
Now that you're like, it's a big deal to you. It's a priority to you.
Yep.
It's now off with their heads.
Then you create a backlash where people online are now talking about you.
And you create the fears that
now
you
you are
about.
getting bullied and people are picking on you.
And that's the tidal wave cycle of the deciders.
Sociopaths believe that like the law doesn't apply to them and like the rules don't apply to them. They're like above it and they're so important to everybody else that like they'll get away with it. Like nobody will care.
I think you should know while we were shooting the episode, I got arrested. Okay.
We're getting pulled over.
So they always just think they're better, bigger, more important than everybody else. It's because the main two things that they usually want is power and money.
And I'm gonna be the biggest entertainer on the planet.
I want to be the first social media billionaire.
So with fans comes power and money.
Buy that merch. Buy that merch.
So they'd probably be actually really nice to their fans. Then they also are impulsive. So failure to plan ahead. They'll want to do things and then not do things on a whim. Which is what makes them a little dangerous. I always think impulsive is like a dangerous thing for both them and the people around them, you know?
That sounds like someone we know. But they don't have emotions, so like they wouldn't cry.
They might if they thought it made them fit in or like get what they want, because they're deceitful.
Okay. So they're pretending to laugh, they're pretending to cry, are they just like kind of mimicking what they've seen in movies?
Yeah, movies, other people around them. If they, like, let's say, for instance, we're talking about YouTube. So if they're watching a ton of YouTube videos and they would see how other people responded, they might even read the comments to see how people react to that kind of a video. And then they'd mimic that in order to let's say someone was super successful and they did story time videos, for instance. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying if they saw that someone was doing this and they're like, oh, they got so many views and like the people in the comments really feel for them. And then maybe they'll buy more merch or whatever, right? Power, money. Then they'll be like, oh, I could do that too. I can mimic that.
Until I see you guys next time, stay gorgeous.
This is something that has really, really worked for us. Knowing your math. When I watch these guys, when I see this, I cringe and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. I can't possibly be doing that. And the thing that we stopped doing is playing the where am I not?
Right.
And we switched to the complete other side. We're like, how am I in some way, shape, or form?
It's just a diversion off yourself to make fun of other people, you know? Which is a good little break, but then you got to get back to work going, all right, where am I doing that?
Where am I doing it?
Yeah. Not that I'm double deciding here.
There you go. Kick your own ass, kick others' ass. There you go.
Yeah.
It's being able to see in some way, shape, or form. If I want to work on myself, I have to be able to see the dark. How can you see it if you can't see yourself? When I see the single deciders, I'm like, all right, what is it that you guys are doing so wrong? And going all in on the fear of, I can only use this decider, I can't use the other decider, moving back and forth, and then being able to blend with the tribe. If you accept the failures in your own self, now you can actually give that same gift to the other people in the tribe. And now you're not so much of a weirdo.
It's every day, bro. It's every day, bro. It's every day, bro. I said it's every day, bro.